Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast Naruto edition. Today we have our second Naruto Jinchuriki ladder. Our first one, make sure you go listen to that one, by the way. It was Kakashi and Guy climbing up the ladder. This one we got two Hokages. The Captain Byron made this pick. We have the third Hokage and the fourth Hokage. They are going to be climbing up this ladder. We have the L7C OGs with us, Cedric and Byron. How are we doing today, my guys?
I'm doing good today. No complaints. Just moving through the week.
Yeah, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
And again, listen to that first one. There's a lot of laughs in that one. We really had to think about some of these tail beasts because some of these tail beasts, no disrespect, we're getting hoed on the show. And you want to hear us laugh about it, make sure you listen to the first one. We're going to have some laughs here. Like you said, we got the third Hokage and the fourth Hokage. Before we start, Cedric was the creator of the Jinchuriki ladder. Props to Cedric. Cedric, what power levels are we doing Minato and Saratobi?
That's a good question. I honestly didn't give it that much thought. Like Saratobi, I'm cool giving Saratobi whatever just because he met his demise to bitch-ass Snake Boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I don't like Orochimaru. But I feel like Minato, in fairness, since we don't, well...
Saratobi, we can only do with what we saw, so it is going to be...
Yeah.
We can't do like...
We can't do like a prime Saratobi. That would be just wholly unfair.
Which they should have done a filler on, FYI.
Listen, man, they did a filler for Itachi. They did a filler for Kakashi. You come on, bro. Like you can only do so much filler.
Hey, we got time. We can make a comeback. What?
Hey, I'm all for a prequel. I'm all for a prequel.
Yeah.
If this is it's really just Minato because I don't want to give him the Tail Beast cloak because he never actually used it when he was alive.
That is true.
We only saw that in reanimation. I think it'd be really unfair to give him that ability because he only got it in a reanimation.
That is true.
So we'll take him at strength when he's alive.
So when he fought Obito and
the Nine Tails.
Yep. I like it. Well, then this is going to be real interesting. All right, let's get right into it. These 2, 3, and 4 Hokages. First one up, we got Gaara. Byron, what are you thinking?
I'm taking the third and the fourth. I think Minato is definitely faster than Gaara's Saiyan. I know when Rock Lee took off his weights, he was faster than the Saiyan, and I know Minato is faster than Kid Rock Lee. So I think the third and fourth got it.
Cedric, what are you thinking?
So we're going to do these like quick, though, because we already know what's going to happen to some of these people.
Yeah.
Like, real talk, Gaara's getting clapped. I mean, Gaara got clapped by Datara in Sasori. I'm sorry, but this is the third and fourth Hokage.
Yeah, I agree.
They smoking Datara and Sasori in a 2-on-2, so I got to give it to them.
I do have a question. Do you think, like, end of Shippuden Gaara, I know he doesn't have the tail beast, like, max power Gaara, him versus third Hokage, do you think that'd be pretty close?
In a 1v1?
Yeah.
Like, are you saying that his ability, like, could he go full tail beast mode? Because if he can't go full tails beast mode, I don't think it's close.
No, just the Gaara who, like, when he fought his papa.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, the advantage Gaara had with the reanimation, especially in the war, is his I'm going to call it something that it's not. It's a giant pyramid where you're sealing them. Grand Sand Mausoleum.
That's what it is. Yep.
I think that was his true advantage in it. Also, when you look at Gaara at the end, this is just like true anime trope. Like, if you ain't getting Jade, then you ain't shit as a villain. So, all of them fighting, I don't think a 1v1 with the fourth Hokage is, even for Jinchuriki, is, and I'd give him the One Tails back, honestly, because I know at the end of the show he had a portion of it back. But I don't think he's beating Minato.
What about
in a 1v1? In a 1v1? That gets interesting. That'd be interesting. I definitely think Saratobi he could use all chakra natures, so I think that's a good advantage for him. And his summoning, honestly, he's never like a 1v1, kind of like how Jinchuriki is technically never a 1v1, but Gaara doesn't have full control. So summoning Enma and going to work with the pole, he could do long distance, short distance, close the gaps, and he has multiple different types of jutsus. I think it'd be an interesting fight. I honestly don't think Gaara could beat him. If we're getting down the brass tacks, like someone has to go. I don't think Gaara could beat him.
Do you think part 2, we want to call it final form, whatever, full power Gaara is stronger than part 1 Orochimaru? That's another. Ooh.
I will say yes, because Orochimaru's strongest jutsu in part 1 is reanimation.
Yeah.
And that full part 2 Gaara, he'll seal them. I think he'd have a difficult task, like actually finishing Orochimaru though, because dude be regenerating, slithering away, like
to this day.
Yep.
And in fairness, I put this in the spectrum for you, right? Like Gaara's not even the strongest Kazekage of history. I believe the second one who did Iron Sand, who, if you watch Boruto, bless your heart, but Gaara's adopted son has that similar Kekkei Genkai.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like the weighted mineral sand being able to do magnetic, magnetic release, I believe, with minerals. Because Gaara really can only do sand. His dad did gold. The previous Kage, I believe, did iron. And he was held out to be the strongest Kage the village has ever seen.
No, I agree. I'll have more Gaara question when we get to the end. And the reason that I am bringing this up, guys, is because like Cedric said, some of these are quick and we need to fill some time. So next, oh, bless her heart. Next, we got the Two Tails. I don't know if she makes it past the 5-minute intermission.
There's an intermission?
Oh, I was just thinking, first commercial break. Like if you were watching it on a site like tailfox.com where you had ads, like I don't think she makes it past the first ad.
I don't even think she's making it to that.
I was gonna say she's like a cutscene. Honestly, like it's no offense to her, it's just we don't see much from her. I mean, we assume that she is like able to control her tail beast because I know in the minutes we see she immediately transforms. So she's like, it's not like she's like weak. It's just a matter of, well, from what we see, she ain't about shit. So it kind of just is what it is. Like, I'll play this. It's so bad that I don't even know if she does lightning style release or because her tail beast is fire. So I don't know if she does lightning style jutsus.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, these are as far as we've seen in the show, like the Hokage is like these two are solid. I mean, the only other strongest ones would be the first and the second. I think there's room to argue that maybe even the third and the fourth are stronger than the second as far as evolution. As far as evolution goes and chakra creation, I mean, the fourth perfected the second's jutsu, Fly Rising, and the third, as far as chakra nature, everything is he's the most all around Hokage we see until I'd say maybe Kakashi. I think you can make a good argument for that. As being able to use all different chakra natures. So, I think they're not these aren't slouches out here. Like that's why it's like I feel like we're going quick. It's like remember who we're talking about.
Right.
Yep. No. And just from your previous thing that you said in the first one, Hidan and Kazuku took you out. Mad respect to them, but they're getting smoked by the third and the fourth. So ain't no way.
4 facts. Yes.
Ain't no way. Byron, what you think about the Three Tails? How long he lasted?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember who the Three Tails is. So
Oh, come on, man. He has rough past.
And he's and don't you? I mean, he does have a rough past. I'm trying to copy.
In Miss Village,
yep,
he's a Mizukage.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember who he is now.
I think it's like Yatura. Is it Yatura?
Yep, Yagura.
Yeah. Yagura. Definitely taking the third and the fourth.
Cedric, anything want to add?
No.
Man, we got the four. Byron, I know you know the Four Tails.
I do know the Four Tails.
He talks so much shit.
How long he lasted?
Not very long.
Cedric, anything you want to add to him?
Man, he has a better chance of having a conversation with Hiruzen in his human form before actually fighting anybody. Like,
yeah.
I'm about to be reckless here. Fifth and sixth tail. I think they could take them both out at the same time.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh, especially six
well,
tails.
Teamwork. Well, okay. Okay. Like,
that is reckless.
yeah, but well, this is the thing though. Like, 6 is low key booty.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, unless he like frenzies and goes out of control, then he's kind of sweet. Like, he got some stuff going on for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got the acid slime type of going on.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with 5 though. Like, if let's take frenzy, it's not really working. And I mean, these are 2 people who took down who were prepared to take down the 9 tails.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they got a chance to link up, I think that village destruction would have been a little different. Because they were split forces.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we know they're taking them both on individually. So I was like, what if they teamed up?
I think they'd have more of a chance if they teamed up. But I don't think it'll make it that much of a difference.
Like, and it's interesting with these because, like, we always with Akatsuki ones, like, we know like they're going full power if need be, right?
Mm-hmm.
With them though, like only certain ones can really go like full power and stay in control. So you have to like, it's an interesting dynamic because, like, if they frenzied, I think they have a much better shot because like these are 2 tail beasts, full form, dropping tail beast bombs everywhere. I know Minato will be able to evade quickly, but I don't know if Minato by himself can clap 2. For people wondering, I'm not saying like these guys could just clap tail beasts left and right all day, all night. I think they could beat the human Jinchuriki form before it gets to that point. Like, Minato's fast enough to get to beat them before they get there. So I don't know. I think if they frenzy, they have a shot.
Something to think about for the listeners if they frenzied and they were 2-on-2, but individually they're getting smoked. 7 tails.
This is always hard because I like Fu as a character. Like, Fu as a character is such a fun person. Fu as a fighter don't really be doing shit. Well, the thing is, like, I only said it because like the only reason we know of her and her abilities is from filler. It's from tuning exams. So like, if you never watch the tuning exams, you don't know what she can do. And even then, she can do like partial control. Like, she can get the wings and fly, which is neat. It's fun, right? Especially for those individuals that are like, oh, we don't know who this person is. And she's from the village hidden in the waterfall, so like no one really knows what they do or what they're up to. So she's, like I said, she's an interesting character when you think about it that way. I don't think she's beating the 3rd and 4th Hokage, though.
All right. 8 tails. Killer Bee. This is where it gets interesting again. Captain, what are you thinking?
This one where I struggled on of who would win, because Killer Bee does have full control of his tail beast form. And we've seen against Sasuke where, you chop off one of his arms, he can escape in that arm. And like Cedric said, I know that Minato can dodge tail beast bombs. I don't know about Sarutobi, if he could. That's one I struggle on. I think I would give the slight edge to Minato and the 3rd Hokage.
Well, what's your thing pushing it? What's the thing that's giving it the slight edge for you?
I think Minato's speed would be hard for Killer Bee to counteract. And if push comes to shove, they both could do Reaper Death Seal.
What? Huh?
I'm just saying.
No one wins in that scenario.
Byron said, "Push comes to shove, no one's leaving with
he out
nothing."
here kamikaze attacking everybody. If the push comes to shove, we sacrifice ourselves for the village.
I mean, they both don't have to sacrifice themselves. I mean, if you have one left standing, that technically that team wins.
It depends on when they try to do it, because I mean, Hiruzen could only give for his life could only take Orochimaru's arms.
That's true.
That was weak as hell. Oh man.
And even with Minato doing it, he could only seal the tail beast. He couldn't kill the tail beast.
Can you imagine Hiruzen when he came back to just think about it, man? He's like, man, I risked my life and Orochimaru won't have jutsu ever again.
When he saw Orochimaru, is like, I thought I took care of you. He's like, yeah, dude, you 12 seasons too late.
Mm-hmm.
Like you done missed some shit. Like my man done found cheap ways to activate and do jutsu.
That's crazy. And the part when they really had you thinking, like, man, Tsunade is the only one who could heal these arms, or the only way he could get healed is getting through Sasuke's body. No.
Mm-hmm. My man's got methods.
Crazy. Cedric, what do you think about this fight, man?
Honestly, I think this would be a good one. Because this is the fight for real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna pick this just because, one, for the culture, and two, it's a lot to handle. I think they'd have difficulty capturing A-tails. And I say this for several reasons. One, he's one of the two tails that never was caught, actually fully captured. As Byron stated, Sasuke only got a tentacle.
Embarrassing.
And that was a full squad of ninjas attacking with Sasuke. That was his team. That was his unit. And we saw Killer Bee giving him hands. And this is an individual with a Sharingan. Listen, if you never listened to inner episodes, it's as much as I hate the Uchiha, and don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here saying they're not strong. I just hate them. It's a completely different scenario. Those eyes had difficulty following Killer Bee's movements. I don't know how, because we don't really see in the show Minato interact or fight any Uchiha individuals with Sharingan, especially with the third Choumei. So I don't know how his movements track. I would have to imagine they would have difficulty following him as well because he's the fastest ninja alive. But that being said, I don't see it being so inconceivable for Killer Bee to kind of hold his own. I know we had that, and I don't know if that was a filler. That was part of Kakashi's, or if that was just random filler stuff for backdrop on Obito. We have them. They've interacted before.
Yes, they did in the past. Yep, in the past before he was the fourth Hokage, before A was the Red Hokage.
And if I remember correctly, it wasn't that Minato couldn't fight. It was that Minato couldn't fight with another individual because he'd be worried about his students as far as being able to succeed. So he chose to hey, we gotta get out of here because we're on mission. Now, I honestly don't know what that would look like, because I don't know if Minato realized that was the 8 tails or if that was just a strong ninja. I see, if he going full tail beast mode, I don't know if Hiruzen would be an asset or kind of a liability. And I can't see Minato being man, fuck the third Hokage, I gotta get mine. And for that, I don't know. I think the 8 tails is a lot to handle for those two in particular, because neither of them have any giant form. Neither of them have any giant summoning.
Oh, he could do the toad. He did the toad in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm cool. I'm cool on the toads. Unless it's my dude who says he's not graceful. That dude's sweet.
He is. He's good. He's good.
But I don't know. I guess if it's why am I forgetting his name? King Toad, Chief Toad. If it's him, maybe. Because he went toe to toe with the
One tail.
Shukaku.
Yep.
But again, this isn't the one tails, and this isn't frenzy one tails.
Mm-hmm.
This is the A tails in full control with B.
Byron, I know you said the thing about like the third Hokage, if he could like I don't know, dodging like tail beast bombs and all that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Killer B is able to shoot off multiple, isn't he?
Yeah, can you do like 8, I think, or something like that?
Because like he's good enough to, I thought he was good enough that he could shoot off like a couple in succession. They're not like all super, which you talk about the third trying to dodge one. I don't know if he dodging two.
No, he's not dodging 2. Not at all.
I just don't know what they're gonna hit him with, right? Like, well, I'm just saying, like, for like, and that's the reason why when I said like if they both frenzied the 5 and the 6, because at this point in time, like there hasn't been any renovation with the Rasengan. So you don't have Rasen Shuriken, you don't have Giant Rasengan, you don't really have all of that stuff. You really only see that stuff after Naruto is showed. It's like, oh, I can do that too.
And on the power sets we said, the fourth, I mean, he doesn't know any of that. Like he never got to fully like do the nature element in his Rasengan. Yeah. So he only just has like Rasengan and Flying Raja. That's it.
Which is cool and stuff, but I just don't know what you're going, like you have to have some type of knockback, right? Like there has to be something that either knocks the tail beast out or it's like that's what I'm saying. Like with him, his hope is always just before they go transformation. I don't see him having a jutsu big enough to KO a tail beast once they've fully transformed.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sandra.
And then I was even thinking about stuff too. Like if you remember when the third was fighting Orochimaru, I think he did like. Didn't he do a gen? No, he didn't do. That was the second Hokage who did that Bringer of Darkness jutsu. I was like, oh, you can't even do that because that's not even yours. That was the second. Apologies there. But I was like, you can't do genjutsu on a completely controlled tail beast because the tail beast will just knock the person back out. It's like, yeah, you got to take him. You got Cedric's right because from the power levels we've set from like before Minato died and before the third died, they don't have a big move, like a big move that is seen.
Yeah.
Except, Byron's kamikaze, which they might mess around and they might take a tentacle. Like they might not be, that might not be the real thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have Killer B rapping at the end of it. It's like, just for sure, like final words. He just starts spitting bars.
Like, because I mean, again, he's not like fast like his brother, but Killer B got lightning chakra. I mean, third Hokage might be getting that Toad flame bomb and get freaking Larry on Toad. Like,
I mean, he has to be fast enough to keep up with him, right? Because he's been trained ever since he was a kid. Because that's the finishing move for the Raikage and the A tails.
Ooh,
is that
Cedric,
double lariat?
That's a good point because, like Sasuke, I mean, he tried to hit the Raikage with Amaterasu, slam dodge that, and then that same lightning cloak, him and Killer B lariat the Kisame's head off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the matching speed there. So that's a good point. He's fast. It's just we don't never think of him as fast.
Yeah.
We just think of him as a rapping superstar. I don't.
Yeah.
Unless someone can tell me like some big, like I'm just trying to think of all the moves we saw them use before they both died, like Toad flame bombs. No. Rasengan, it's cool if you hit him before he like once he's fully transformed. Minato's gonna touch one of his tentacles, tag him, try and warp him somewhere. Okay, but that's not gonna. You got to take him out.
That's true. Yeah, you can't warp him anywhere.
Unless your warp is killing him, you got to take him out. So that made a good point. They don't. The power set now. I don't think they could do it, or it'd be I think Killer B might win an attrition, like just win them at the end.
And that's the thing, like I can't give them like souped up powers from reanimation because they never earned that shit.
Yeah. Right.
Like that wouldn't be fair. Like especially if we're already limiting Naruto at the end to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna limit Naruto. But we're never gonna give his dad the final stuff and all the bells and whistles from being brought back to life.
Yeah, I don't think they capture him. I mean, Because I was even thinking about like again, like we only saw like the Reaper death and like other sealing stuff. We don't know any other sealing stuff Minato learned from his wife, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and like Cedric said, when Minato does Reaper death, he ain't trying to. He's sealing your ass in something. So who's he gonna seal it in himself? He dies anyway.
That's true.
So it's like, yeah, I don't think they can win. Now, unless you limit Killer B that he can't transform, then they can win. But if he's, he's a completely controlled tail beast. So what would they need to win, though? Like, what do they need?
A big ass finisher.
I mean, do you think they could win if we gave Minato the cloak in reanimation? That's the only real power up. Like, what's the third about to do? We saw him shoot other chakra elements.
I think if Minato had the chakra cloak, I think it would help.
I ain't gonna cap. I love Killer B. If we gave Minato the chakra cloak, and he could theoretically, because I know he lent some of his power to rebuild Naruto's power when he went like full Nine Tails.
Mm-hmm.
If he could somehow get that, I think he could solo B.
Ooh, that's a good thing. Good thing
because about. I mean, that chakra cloak is so strong, and he'd be healing himself as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he essentially would be a Jinchuriki.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, it looks like it's ending on Killer B. Because if you get to Naruto, because at this point, Naruto's fastest. He's the fastest person on the planet.
Yeah, and they definitely can move faster than Minato.
And we like
Minato's only hope is to tag him, and then, but I don't think he's not taking Naruto out with a Rasengan, like a solo, a single Rasengan. No. Like you gonna need more than that. Like this dude eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all types of punches, kicks, and jutsus. Like you ain't clapping him with no Rasengan. You gonna need a lot more than that. And the sad part is, if you ain't careful, I don't know what you're going to do with a giant barrage of a whole bunch of clones, all of them carrying a fucking Rasengan.
Yeah.
Or Rasen Shuriken, mini tail beast bomb.
Like, in Naruto got that, like, fighter genius, right? Like, the typical anime fighter genius. Like, he's stupid on the low, but he knows how to fight. So, like, even figuring out, like, oh, yeah, you're just going to teleport here. Oh, I just got to figure out where you're going. And then I'll just sneak you there.
Oh, I agree. It's ended on Killer B. It's just they don't got no big moves. They don't.
Yeah.
And shit, Hiruzen's getting clapped by Naruto all them times. You were supposed to take care of me. You ain't do shit.
Oh, that'd be bad. He'd be like, you knew my dad was the fourth this whole time and didn't say nothing?
Bro, what if Minato found out that Hiruzen did not keep his oath?
Listen. The real question you need to be asking if Kushina found out that the third did keep his oath, because her angry enough, I think she give him hands. Like Minato asked one thing, like that's a true like not shit person though. The one thing he asked on his deathbed, he is dying.
After saving all your asses.
He really is asking, and I don't think he's asking a lot.
Not at all.
Because, like, you ain't got no other kids to be raised. And, like, you old as fuck, all your kids grown. You got grandkids. And even worst case scenario, shoot, you're the Hokage. If you don't want to do it, hire someone else to do it. Make them do it. They have to listen to you, sure. They'll be fearful, sure, but they're going to fucking do it. And they're going to do a damn good job because they ain't trying to get in trouble.
After this man's papa saved y'all, and papa and mama really said, man, what's this kid's name? On God, I'm going to take care of him. Don't worry. That's what he based. Cap. Gave him some money. Go buy yourself some ramen.
I'll tell you what, though. He taught that man financial responsibility because when Jiraiya saw that frog purse, he was like, we're going to spend this on the hoes. I still remember that shit. He just took the purse. He's like, that's payment for your lessons. Come back, give him the empty purse. Just do like the little poof of air. It's like, oh, it's completely gone.
Shout out Jiraiya, man. So yeah, that's it with the ladder. They get to Killer Bee. Good fight. Just they don't have any big moves. There was I was thinking about Gaara what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think of like the kids, like not like the Konoha 9, then you throw in like Rock Lee's group and like Gaara, Tamari, Kankuro. Where do you think Gaara ranks?
Out of all of them,
Mm-hmm.
are we taking out Group 7?
No, we already know Naruto
everyone?
Sasuke are number 2.
I would say he's number 3.
You know them stands will be out. You think
I know the standard say
So
Sakura
are we
is
talking
3.
like end of show, or are you talking about first half, part 1?
No, in part 2. Part 2.
Oh, in part 2? Oh, part 2. Okay.
That's why I said take Naruto and Sasuke really out of it.
Yeah, because I mean that's it. Like that.
Yeah.
So out of like they're 9, so that doesn't include Tenten, Rock Lee, Tenten.
We are including
them
too. I said include Team Guy because they're all like in the same age. And the Neji's alive still, so we're including him too.
Well, shit. Neji don't really give a like. No one gives a damn. Like, and that's my favorite character. I think it like what else was he gonna go? Like we bring him back to life to survive the war for what?
No, I'm just saying like in these rankings, just like if you would,
like if we're taking at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, and it's only Gaara added in with them, right? Like we ain't considering other villages, other people, none of that shit.
So it's like the Team Kakashi, Team Guy, Team Kurenai, Team who the fuck was the other Asuma, and then Team like Gaara. So like Kankuro.
Tamari. Yeah, I think I still put Gaara ahead of the class. Man, I became Hokage. I mean, whatever the
Kazekage.
Thank you, Kazekage.
I mean, I'm putting him at 3.
I'd like to see a long distance battle between him and Shikamaru, though.
That would be a good match.
But this is the end of the show, though. That's the thing.
But isn't but it's established now by the end of the show. Shikamaru's the smartest person on the planet.
Smartest person.
Yeah.
So he understands some things.
Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying he understands some things.
Mess with Shikamaru, though.
Like, I think what we would. Well, I think with that fight, like if we saw that at the end of the show, this would be like one of those like strategy time limit shits. Like you gotta play for the belt. Like you gotta just play for the whistle. Pray to God you don't die.
Mm-hmm. Byron, I thought you said end of the show you'd give Lee the rematch.
I would definitely give Lee the rematch.
So how come Lee
ahead
of Gaara?
Which Lee?
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee. I mean, I would love to see that fight again, but I wouldn't pick Lee to win.
I thought you picked Lee.
Byron, in all fairness, are we counting filler shit? Can you do that dragon that dragon hurricane kick thingy?
If you want to.
Because we never see this nigga go past 6 gates.
All right.
That's true.
Like, it's not like he plateaued early. Like he was able to do 6 gates like early on in Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, what else? What else we giving this dude?
I guess his 6 gates would have obviously like depending. That's tough because
I'm just wondering like what else are we
giving him?
Yeah, because like if you're giving him just essentially where he tops out at the beginning, I mean, at the end, Gaara gets his tail beast back, and they have a better relationship than when before, where Gaara was like, "I gotta stay up all night."
Right.
That's true.
Man can sleep now.
Because I was
like Byron, you said it, not me. It's nigga the Kazekage.
Yeah. I definitely would. I would want to see a rematch, but I know Gaara would win. I mean, I'm not gonna be woozy like that.
You're not gonna be the real woozy and say Sakura solos him.
No, no.
Who's that character?
Hey man, that's the 3rd strongest person. This time last year, people said that's the strongest person in Boruto right now.
Physically, yes. Nope. Listen, we talking about pure brute strength? Yes.
Yes. Otherwise than that, no.
The girl who stay like man.
I say something truly disrespectful. They're gonna hate me for this. You know what? She's stronger than Sasuke.
Well,
He ain't got no eyes. Like,
he only got one arm.
I think the eye he has left is an Amaterasu, if I remember correctly.
Yep,
it's the Genjutsu eye.
Yep.
He has Chidori. I mean, he can make Chidori without no hand signs. That's kind of cool and everything, but she still has all the shits.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I was like, damn, that boy Gaara, how's Hokage? But it's like, he should have got a bigger power up.
I mean, man, that's man.
I mean,
damn, I'm starting to think about that shit.
Control. I mean,
which one do you think about, Cedric?
I guess would be
that she low key is stronger than Naruto too now because Naruto ain't got no tail beast power.
No, he got Seiji mode.
Oh, that's true. Okay, good. I was about to be pissed. I was like, fuck them stands. They're on to something.
Nah, he got Seiji mode. And worst comes to worst, we just summon a toad and drop it on her house.
Well, yeah.
Bring down the house jutsu.
Man,
I don't know, man. She ain't taking a Rasen Shuriken to the face.
No, she don't know how to heal like Sonata.
Yeah. I don't know if she. They would tell you like she instantly regenerating. She like a starfish.
Huh? Instant regen like Pokemon? Like what?
Like the sticks the arm back on. Like we good.
All right. So Byron, man, the last one. So we got next one. We got Itachi and Pain Nagato.
Yeah.
Cedric, which Nagato are we doing? Pain Yahiko like Pain? Are we doing?
You mean like with the 5?
Yeah, or are we doing?
No. I can't give him the 5. That's just cheap. No, I say this honestly because this man was hunting down Toby's by himself.
He was.
Yeah.
Like that's cheap. Whole village. And then you just give him Itachi. That's so cheap. Like, I know some of the people out there may not give a fuck about it, but hey, I at least want to try to be as fair as possible because that's just true bullying. Like everybody's getting clapped.
That's true. But
which form? I can know.
I'm just gonna give him like true Naga. Like I know I didn't do it for the 4th, but people, if you have issues, you understand my reason. Listen to the damn episode. I won't give him like Nagato, but I won't make him an invalid. Like I'll make him able to run and shit.
Okay.
So because, like a rebirth.
Yeah, because like invalid Nagato like is getting carried by Itachi. That's a lot of work when you're fighting tail beasts.
Literally getting carried.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, I wanted people out there because they would be like, "Oh yeah, of course Itachi's going to carry, carry the team."
The team.
Like, no, like literally.
No, he's literally carrying that man on his back.
Yeah, and for those individuals, like you motherfuckers know what I meant. Don't be trying to play this man like that.
Oh man! But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to L7C podcast. We are recording on the 12th, which 2 days before. I have to give him a shout out. Happy birthday, Uzumaki Naruto.
Happy birthday, man.
He provided us some great memories. Still woozy, but a good hero in the end.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, 20th anniversary, man.
And the 20th, good call, and 20th anniversary, which is crazy to
think about. My God.
Yeah.
We old as fuck.
Because I remember reading those mangas and watching the shows like weekly.
I just remember sitting there waiting for that shit to come out on Toonami and just being salty when it's the same episodes. Like, damn, they ain't released a new episode yet? Damn.
Mm-hmm. And that's crazy. That's already 20 years. That is wild and a great run. Part 1, Part 2, 11 movies? 11 movies? So. Double-digit movies. They had double-digit
movies. Because if you're kind of like, from Part 1 to Part 2, I mean, there's at least 6 if you're counting the last.
Yeah, they really were pumping out movies. But yeah, and then they got Boruto continuing on the Boruto manga. So they're
fuck you, Boruto.
They're going strong.
I heard Boruto will get a movie.
Well, they got the Boruto movie. He already got one.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so bad that they had to redo it in the anime.
Well, with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Happy 20th anniversary, Naruto. Happy birthday, Naruto. And this is us signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.